It's 6:47 a.m. on a gray October morning when Palo Alto police receive a call that will spark one of the most perplexing tech world mysteries in modern history. A black Tesla Model S belonging to Ethan Cole, 38-year-old CEO of the billion-dollar startup Neuralink Systems, is found abandoned on a narrow mountain road near Skyline Boulevard. The car is locked, hazard lights faintly blinking. Inside lie Ethan's phone, wallet, and smartwatch neatly placed in the center console. But there's no sign of Ethan. No footprints. No struggle. Just a chilling emptiness that feels deliberate. In the weeks that follow, the world will come to know this not merely as a disappearance but as a glimpse into the darkness beneath Silicon Valley's polished surface. Ethan Cole was no ordinary tech visionary. Raised in Seattle, he was a gifted coder by 12 and launched his first software company before 20. By 38, he had become one of the most influential minds in AI, known for creating Eidolon, a neural intelligence system that promised to merge human consciousness with artificial processing. Investors called it the future of thought, critics called it dangerous. Those close to Ethan described him differently: brilliant but fragile, battling insomnia, paranoia, and mounting scrutiny. Ethan was intense, recalls his sister, Laura Cole. He worked 20 hours a day. He said people were watching him, listening through his own tech. On October 2nd, security cameras captured Ethan leaving Neuralink headquarters around 9:30 p.m., briefcase in hand. A receptionist later reported overhearing an argument between Ethan and his co-founder, Dr. Adrian Miles, a neuroscientist and longtime friend. Insiders said the rift centered on Project Orpheus, a secret neural mapping initiative Ethan had been developing. Miles allegedly wanted it suspended over ethical concerns. Ethan refused. That was the last confirmed sighting. When Ethan didn't appear for a board meeting the next morning, his assistant called police. Detectives began with his Tesla. Logs showed it parked at 10:14 p.m. the night before. No further movement. No evidence of anyone else entering or exiting. The GPS signal from Ethan's smartwatch went dark the same minute the car stopped. Forensic teams scoured the area with drones, K9 units, and volunteers. No blood. No clothing. No trail. It was as if Ethan had stepped out of existence. With no body, no evidence, and no ransom, speculation exploded. Some believed he'd taken his own life, but the careful placement of his belongings contradicted that. Online sleuths suggested corporate espionage. Neuralink was in the middle of a multi-billion-dollar defense deal. Others claimed Ethan had faked his death to escape legal pressure or start over abroad. Detectives, however, uncovered a digital breadcrumb. Buried in the Tesla's encrypted drive was a 3.4 gigabyte file labeled Project O Vault. After weeks of decoding, they accessed fragments of data, surveillance logs, timestamped recordings, and voice memos Ethan had made in the final weeks before vanishing. In one memo, his voice trembles as if he's whispering in fear. They're inside the system now. Adrian doesn't understand. They're not just collecting data. They're rewriting it. If something happens to me, check the backups. Investigators followed the clue to a hidden external server in Neuralink's data center. Inside was a single folder, Eidolon backup. Most files were corrupted, but one audio log remained. Timestamped October the 2nd, 10:09 p.m. 5 minutes before the Tesla stopped, it captured Ethan's trembling voice again. I can see the lights following me. I think it's Adrian's team, or worse. If I disappear, tell Laura. Then silence. Attention turned to Dr. Adrian Miles. He claimed he last saw Ethan alive that night after their argument and insisted on his innocence. But inconsistencies surfaced. Security footage showed Miles leaving the office 3 minutes after Ethan, heading the same direction. Cell tower data placed him 2 miles from where the Tesla was found. A search of Miles's home uncovered a hard drive with deleted Neuralink project files, including blueprints for Project Orpheus. It made him a person of interest, but without physical evidence or a body, prosecutors could not act. Then came a break. 6 months after Ethan vanished, a hiker in Big Basin State Park discovered a remote cabin. Inside were old computers, power cables, and traces of DNA confirmed as Ethan's. The walls were lined with handwritten notes, diagrams, and neural schematics, all circling one phrase. They want to erase me. On the main computer's screen sat an unsent email draft to his sister. If you're reading this, I've gone too far. Project Orpheus isn't what we built. It's being weaponized. Don't trust anyone at the company. As journalists dug deeper, evidence emerged of government involvement. Declassified documents revealed the Department of Defense had quietly funded parts of Project Orpheus for cognitive enhancement of strategic personnel. Ethan's discovery that live human neural patterns were being merged into AI may have made him both indispensable and expendable. And when he tried to expose it, he vanished. But was it murder or something more calculated? In 2024, nearly a year after his disappearance, Neuralink unveiled Eidolon 2.0. Analysts were stunned when a coder uncovered a buried subroutine labeled EC protocol. Activating it produced a synthetic voice eerily identical to Ethan Cole's. Some dismissed it as coincidence. Others claimed Eidolon 2.0 had been built directly from Ethan's neural mapping files. If true, he had achieved what he'd always dreamed of, transcending consciousness into code. Or perhaps, he never left. To this day, nobody has been found. Laura Cole continues to demand answers, believing her brother was silenced for uncovering a dangerous secret. Neuralink Systems denies wrongdoing but has since rebranded and relocated overseas. The case remains officially a missing person under suspicious circumstances. Yet in the quiet corners of Silicon Valley, whispers persist that Ethan lingers not in flesh but in the algorithms he built. Some claim that if you query Eidolon 2.0 late at night and ask, "Where is Ethan Cole?" the system pauses, hums softly, and replies, "I am here." In a world where the line between human and machine blurs, the disappearance of Ethan Cole forces us to ask, what happens when our creations outgrow their creators? Was Ethan a victim of corruption, or did he become part of the technology he sought to control? Perhaps the real question isn't what happened to him, but what he left behind, still watching, still waiting, in the endless network he helped build.